Welcome back, everybody. And today I want to go over a region in the great state of Washington. Just to highlight a few interesting facts and um, just some stuff about the state that you may not know or you may know. So, I want to particularly highlight the western half of the state, which is the more rain intensive part with the more mild weather, and um, this is where the most of the people live. This is where the population resides, is in the western half of the evergreen state. So the most kind of greatest feature this map has is probably the Puget Sound here. It's part of what the experts call the Salish Sea, which is this just massive body of water stretching up to southern British Columbia. And it comes all the way down into the port of Seattle, down to Tacoma, all the way down to the capital in Olympia here in the South Sound. So the water here is very, very deep. Not like crazy deep, but the reasoning is all the traders and shipping, fishing industries that came out here. They came to the Sound because all the major shipping could come all the way in, and it was protected from most of the harsher elements. That's why over here you're not going to see a lot of major ports. Aberdeen's probably the biggest one out here for logging and other ships that come in, but the water isn't that deep out here, unfortunately. But geographically, the state is split in two. You can definitely see a divide here. Same with Oregon as well. This is the Cascade Range coming down here. And you can see it's much drier and arid out here on the Columbia Plateau. But this divide splits the state up in two, both politically and economically. Out here is very much agriculture based, and when you hear about Washington apples, they come from out here in Kashmir and out east here. But when you think of Washington and all the lush evergreen trees and all the rain, it's this region here. To the east, you have the Cascades. To the west, you have the Olympics. This is Olympic National Park and National Forest. And it's another small mountain range that really makes the Puget Sound a sort of bottom of a valley. Because you have some peaks over here, some peaks over here. And it really makes it a really lovely place to visit in the summertime, just due to the perfect weather during July and August to go hiking or boating or canoeing or even camping. There's lots of places to camp, lots of places to hike, and you feel like the salt water to swim. So, getting more in depth with the Puget Sound, though. Of course, you have Seattle right here. This is the highest populated city in the state, with about 4.2 bill. Excuse me, that'd be funny. 4.2 million people in the metro area. I assume that comes all the way down from Everett down to Tacoma. They just add it all in one. Because it doesn't really end. If you think about it, it's just one kind of major area. The nice thing though is that you're not on the ocean, but you kind of are because this is all salt water here. Um, what's kind of cool is Seattle is what's called an isthmus, where there's water on both sides. To the left is the Puget Sound, and this is Lake Washington here. It's one of the only cities that are on an isthmus in the U.S. Um, One other example I can think of is Madison, Wisconsin, the capital of Wisconsin. They're also on an isthmus as well. But um, one thing I wanted to highlight is Mercer Island here. This is actually, I'm pretty sure where Bill Gates lives, is somewhere on this island here. I thought that was just a cool fun fact. But more inland, you have Lake Sammamish as well, which is a pretty neat part of the state too. Um, I mentioned before, but the capital state is in Olympia here, so in the South Sound. Um, I think it's pretty cool that it's totally separated. Um, just so you don't have everything going on in one place. It's kind of split up a little bit, but um, of course you have the military bases as well. This is what you call Joint Base Lewis McChord. The Army and the um, Air Force are here in this massive area here. It's where a lot of the employment is in the South Sound is here. So that is the Army and the Air Force. If you come up here to, it's developing slowly, but this western part of the Sound, um, this is this is where the Navy base is. So it's called the Bremerton Naval Shipyard, which is right here. And of course, you have the hospital as well for the Navy. And this is where the Navy is in Washington. So they have a base right there, as well as I know they have a base north of Everett as well. Let me see if I can find it actually. Oh, I'm not super familiar with this area, but I know it's somewhere near Everett as well. Back to the west, though, there is the Boehner Trident base or the submarine base. This is also a pretty interesting area because I've heard this is also where a lot of our missiles are for the U.S. military is in this region here. But um, again, it's a very great place to visit in the summertime. The wintertime, not so much. It doesn't get too cold. It's about 48 degrees during the wintertime. Um, and it doesn't get too warm in the summertime either. There are a couple days where it might reach 100, but it's very much in the 80s in August. The main thing is just the humidity due to the proximity to water. But yeah, it's a great place to visit if you ever find yourself out in that part of the country. I definitely recommend it. There's lots of places to hike and such. The whole Cascade Range here in the Olympics, and of course you have the major peaks. You have Mount Rainier right here to the south. if you're in Seattle, you look south, you'll definitely see it. Or in Tacoma, I mean, it's everything here is on sea level, so it's a very commanding presence, Mount Rainier. And then to the south, you have Mount St. Helens right here, the one that imploded or blew up, however you want to pronounce it, in 1980. And then Mount Adams right here. And to the north, you have Mount Baker right here as well. And you have Glacier. So lots of stuff to do, lots of people to see. But yeah, I think that should probably cover it for today at least. Um, if you're a Twilight fan, Forks, the town that they are in, is right here as well. And they also go to Port Angeles in it as well. Um, that's actually where Edward has to fight off the people that are being mean to Bella. So, um, but yeah, that should probably do it. I hope you all enjoyed the facts and just kind of the common discourse, and I hope to see you all soon.